Today I want to share a couple shoot that I did for my friends Toms and Carlota. Now, Toms is not just any friend, he's a fellow YouTuber here in the Algarve, and it was quite surprising to find another creative soul right here in the same town. Toms reached out because being the man behind the camera, it was a challenge for him to find someone he trusted to capture the precious moments with his fiance, Carlota. Guess who he turned to? Yours truly. I'm that guy he trusts. I'm him. And since we live so close to many beaches here, we decided to do a beach shoot. That's always a good location for shooting a couple. Now we have the beautiful sandy beaches with the epic rocky cliffs that is like the trademark look of the Algarve. The next thing you should do is talk to your couples about their clothing options. Since the location is very heavy with orange and red palette because of the sands, because of the rocky cliffs, we need to avoid certain colors of clothes to avoid any clashing with the background. Now, if you don't know what colors work well, you can always ask them to wear something neutral. Neutral works, and it's the safe bet for anything and everything. So in this case, they opted to wear white and off-white, which goes very well with the backdrop. We decided to shoot around golden hour. It was the best bet to maximize the best looking image. So golden hour was around 4, so we decided to go go at 3 and arrive to the location at 3:30, just to get some warm-up shots and just to get the couples comfortable being in front of the camera. For this shoot, Tom's actually had an idea in mind. He didn't want it to be like a typical shoot. He wanted something big and epic and grand. He wanted it to be as if it was just a landscape photos with 2 humans plopped in it. Now, in terms of posing the couple, I don't tell them to pose much. I do like taking candid photos and moments of them because I find it to be the most natural looking way. And I find couples to look more relaxed when I'm not posing them. Now, some tricks I tell them is to just stare at each other and then just fake laugh, because the thought of them fake laughing sometimes and just being like, oh my God, this is so silly, it actually turns into real laughter, because it's like an uncomfortable laugh, but then it turns into a real laugh like this. I'm just fake laughing right now, and then it just gets like and then it gets real, something like that. So you do get some good looking photos that way. The idea for this is I would like them to commit to this and get them out of their shells, get them comfortable. The reason why I'm doing this is to make them loose, and if they get comfortable and loose, this will lead to better looking photos. But we did get these couples warmed up and loose. So you see in these photos, I'm just telling them to smile at each other and look at each other, you know, pretend that like they're really in love. Like sometimes I would make a witty joke like that just to speed up the process, and they'll be like, we are in love, you know. So something just outlandish to get them chuckling. I also took a few photos that you would normally see in a couple session, like the engagement ring is one of them, and the lighting is very important. They always say, get the bride whatever they want, make her happy. As long as you make her happy, everything will be smooth. So that's the mentality that I took with this as well. I just wanted to take some good shots for Carlota to be happy with, and by doing that, I had to get some of these shots of the engagement ring, and this being one of them. And I just want to talk about the lighting here, because the lighting is very important for this shot, because I positioned them in a way that the sun was going to shine. If you aren't living in a place where you have the big ass sun as your key light, you know, you live in a place where it's winter, it's cold, it's cloudy, you're not going to see the sun during the day, it's gray. I'm looking at you, UK and Canada. You can use a pocket light like this right here. This is what I normally bring to a shoot. I always have this in my backpack, and look, this is RGB, but it does bicolor as well, and it acts as a good fill light for cloudy gray days, and this is what I would bring. Now I want to share with you guys why I use the 56mm f1.2 for this location. And the reason for that is because of its compression. What a lens compression is what it's doing is it's pulling the background forwards to you, so it does look more epic, it looks bigger, and it almost gives you a cinematic look to the images. The mountains and the beach and everything just looks so grand, and it just gives a unique look from your standard 35mm and your 15mm full frame equivalent. I also found with telephoto lens to be a bit easier for couples because I'm not so close to them and being annoying, and no one wants a camera shoved in their face like this with like another human just talking to them while giving them instructions and stuff like that. So I rather just give them their space and let them operate and let them figure it out on their own. And right before I took these shots, I actually went up to them and say, I'm going to need you guys to go far away and just hold hands and pretend like you're in love. And they would again, just look at me funny and just laugh. They say again, we are in love. And I respond, that's the spirit. But all jokes aside, I just told them to hold hands, walk straight down, look away from each other, and then look towards each other, look each other in the eyes, and just do what they would normally do if I wasn't there, so I can photograph them while they're in their natural state. If this was shot with something like a 23mm f1.4, the orange cliffs in the background would look quite small. It doesn't look like it's going to be pushed forward, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about that in post. So it's best that you come prepared, know the location you're shooting at, and understand what lenses to choose for certain types of situations. For these shots, I wanted to shoot with a lot of negative space as per Tom's request. He wanted more of the scenery and landscape with the human element being very small in that regard. And I think some of these shots look really, really great. And now to my favorite shots, which is crazy because it was near the end where we got this soft, glowy light. This is a combination of the sun getting lower and as well as the mist from the ocean. It just made everything look so dreamy. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning visuals we got during the day. And again, this is one of my favorite shots because it just looks so cinematic. It just looks so dreamy and romantic. You can almost feel that they are a real couple in love, Finally, the last bit is to get some classic couple shots so that they can have something to print if they choose to. The light was coming from the left and it was giving the couple a nice edge/rim lighting. And I think these looks good. It just looks very, very lovey-dovey, and I really enjoy it. There's one key takeaway that you take from this is to make the couple feel relaxed, because the more comfortable they are, the better these couples will look in their photos. Be prepared to talk to the couple beforehand so you can get a vibe of what they want. Bring the right tools for the right jobs, lenses, mini pocket lights. Have a mood board ready so you can always have something to refer to if you feel stuck. And I hope you guys learned something from this video. And if you did, make sure to leave me a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you're interested in how I color grade these sets of images, it's from my preset pack that I recently released called Cinephiles. These are years of trial and error to get different looks right. If you're interested in that, it is available to buy on my website. I'll leave the links to them down in the description below. Thanks so much.